Three maids playing with a golden ball. Jenny threw it up and Susan caught it. Mary bounced it over the wall. The wall is high. Mr. Fox has a little red eye. In she ran to fetch her ball again. The garden gate stood open wide. Then it silently shut and locked behind her. Mr. Fox stood just inside. The wall is high, his smile is cruel, and his eyes are sly. He says, "I'll keep your golden ball, Miss Mary. It's I shall have it, and here you will stay. You will keep my house and be my servant. Never stir out for a year and a day." The wall is high, the grass is shiver, and the tall trees sigh. Spring and summer passed like shadows. She watched the green leaves fade and fall. She walked alone in the empty garden. Mr. Fox said nothing at all. The wall is high, never a soul comes near nor by. But three strange things he did forbid her: never to touch his iron box, never go near the 13th bedroom, nor near the bed, said Mr. Fox. The wall is high, Mary, don't you dare ask why. Well, Mary, she rose up one morning, spied an iron box on a shelf, but of all the rooms of Mr. Fox's bedrooms there were only 12. The wall is high, Mary, don't you peep nor pry. One day while Mr. Fox went walking, in that iron box she found a key. It fitted the door she'd never unfastened, and when she opened it, what did she see? The wall is high, the key said run, and the door said fly. Inside Mr. Fox's 13th bedroom, a naked sword hung on the wall. In a silver bowl on the bed's black counterpane, there she spied her golden ball. The wall is high, the bed said come, and the sword said die. But in she ran to fetch her ball again, to snatch it from that great black bed. Out jumped Mr. Fox, and he leaped at her. His teeth gleamed white, and his eyes flashed red. The wall is high, outside Mr. Fox's garden. Three maids playing with a golden ball. Jenny threw it up and Susan caught it. Polly bounced it over the wall. When I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, the country said, son, It's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the cheers, flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. Oh, it's well I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell they called Suvla Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was ready, he primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell. And in 5 minutes flat, we were all blown to hell. He nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. Oh, we buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Oh, those that were living just tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in my hospital bed and saw what it had done, I wished I was dead. I never knew there was worse things than dying. Oh, no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and near. For a hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they sent us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind and the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And as the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda when they carried us down the gangway. Oh, nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. So now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing old dreams of past glories. I see the old men, all tart, stiff and worn, those weary old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. Oh, but year after year, their numbers get fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghosts may be heard as they march by the Billy Bong. So